The NFL world was rocked when Derek Carr, a four-time Pro Bowler and one of the most resilient quarterbacks of his generation, announced his retirement, just when it seemed like he was set to lead the New Orleans Saints into the 2025 season. Injuries caught up to him. It wasn't just one injury, it was a combination of a labrum tear and significant rotator cuff damage. Both of these alone can derail a quarterback's career, but together they left Carr with little choice. After more than a decade in the league and over 41,000 passing yards, Carr's career was suddenly in question. Carr's journey has been anything but straightforward. Drafted in the second round out of Fresno State, he carved out a career that many wouldn't have predicted. He ranks in the top 25 all-time in passing yards, completions, and passer rating, a remarkable achievement given the turbulent environments he played in. Yet, for all his statistical success, Carr's career was marked by missed opportunities and organizational instability. It's hard not to think back to 2016, when Carr was on an MVP trajectory, leading the Raiders to a playoff berth before a devastating ankle injury sidelined him. That moment seemed to alter the course of his career. The Raiders, a team in perpetual chaos, never quite found their footing after that, and Carr bore the brunt of the blame. Despite his best efforts, his time in Las Vegas was marred by coaching changes and front office dysfunction. When Carr signed with the Saints, many thought it could be the fresh start he needed. Reuniting with Dennis Allen from their time with the Raiders seemed promising on paper. However, the decision raised eyebrows. Why align with a coach whose head coaching track record had been anything but stellar? The shoulder injury sealed his fate, and Carr never got the chance to prove himself in New Orleans. Retirement doesn't always mean the end in today's NFL. Could Carr take a break, heal up, and stage a comeback a year or two down the road? We've seen it before. Players stepping away only to return rejuvenated. Whether or not that happens, Carr leaves behind a complicated legacy. One of undeniable talent, flashes of brilliance, and an unfortunate mix of injuries and instability. Whatever his next move, Carr's story is far from finished. As we look ahead to 2025, the New Orleans Saints are poised for a significant transformation under the guidance of their new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. With the retirement of Derek Carr, the Saints are entering a thrilling three-man quarterback competition that promises to reshape their future. The Saints have drafted Tyler Shuck from Louisville in the second round. At 25, soon to be 26, he's a rookie with potential, but he's not the only contender. Jake Haener from Fresno State joins the fray, though many question his ability to rise above being a fringe QB3. Then there's Spencer Rattler, a name that carries weight. Once a highly touted recruit from high school, Rattler's journey has been tumultuous. After a rocky stint at Oklahoma, where he was replaced by the talented Caleb Williams, he found a second chance at South Carolina, showcasing his skills despite his lack of height. This trio of quarterbacks will battle it out for the starting position, but could there be a game-changing trade on the horizon? Imagine if the Eagles decided to trade Tanner McKee to the Saints. Could he step in and become the best quarterback on the roster? I believe McKee has the potential to be a standout player in this league. He's not just a backup, he's a player who could evolve into a reliable starter. Kellen Moore, who has worked with McKee before, knows his capabilities well. The Saints have taken a chance on Tyler Shuck, but if they want to solidify their quarterback situation, McKee could be the answer. With McKee still on his rookie contract for the next 2 years, trading for him could be a strategic move. The Saints could release Jake Haener and let McKee compete against Rattler and Shuck. As the Saints embark on what could be a full rebuild, finding the right quarterback is crucial. Taking a swing on Tyler Shuck is one approach, but adding McKee to the mix could provide the stability they need. What would it take for the Eagles to part with McKee? Realistically, they could ask for a second or third round pick in return. Given the importance of the quarterback position, this trade could be a win-win for both teams. Looking at the Eagles' quarterback situation, Jalen Hurts is firmly established as the QB1. They could retain both Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Kyle McCord to compete for the QB2 spot. The loser of that battle would serve as a solid third-string option. While DTR had a challenging time with the Cleveland Browns, the Eagles saw potential in him during the pre-draft process. Meanwhile, McCord was one of the standout quarterbacks in this draft class, and his development in the Eagles system could yield impressive results. The upcoming season is set to be a pivotal one for both the Saints and the Eagles. With the right moves, both teams could redefine their futures. The quarterback competition in New Orleans is just the beginning of an exciting journey, and the potential trade for Tanner McKee could be the catalyst that propels them forward. The question on everyone's mind: should the Eagles trade Tanner McKee to the New Orleans Saints? The debate is heating up, especially after the surprising retirement of Derek Carr. McKee's potential as a reliable starter is evident, and his strong preseason performance under former Eagles offensive coordinator Kel Moore makes him a prime candidate. McKee's journey to the NFL was marked by his elite size and poise in the pocket. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches and weighing 231 pounds, his ability to survey the field and make quick, accurate throws sets him apart. He showcased this when he stepped in for Kenny Pickett against the Dallas Cowboys, going 3 for 4 with 2 touchdowns. That's no small feat. His first career start against the New York Giants further cemented his potential, completing 27 of 41 passes for 269 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. His passer rating? A solid 100. The Saints quarterback conundrum. The Saints find themselves in a dilemma. With Derek Carr's sudden departure, they're left with a trio of unproven quarterbacks: Tyler Shuck, Jake Haener, and Spencer Rattler. Shuck, a second-round pick from Louisville, has the raw talent but lacks NFL experience. Haener's ceiling is likely as a fringe QB3, while Rattler, despite his high school hype, has struggled to meet expectations. Kel Moore, now the Saints offensive coordinator, has familiarity with McKee, having coached him previously. That makes McKee an intriguing option for the Saints, a player who could instantly elevate their quarterback room. Trading McKee could also benefit the Eagles, as they could net a valuable second- or third-round pick while leaning on Jalen Hurts and their other promising backups. What's McKee worth? Trading McKee isn't a decision to be made lightly. If the Eagles hold on to him for another year, his value might increase. However, if the Saints offer a second- or third-round pick, it's worth considering. McKee's potential as a solid NFL starter could make the deal quite appealing. Would you make the trade if you were Howie Roseman? Let us know your thoughts. The Eagles and Cowboys are set to face off in the season opener on Thursday, September 4th, 2025 at Lincoln Financial Field. The game will kick off at 8:20 p.m. Eastern and will be broadcast on NBC, Peacock, and YouTube TV. It's the first time since 2000 that the Eagles and Cowboys have opened a season against each other, a game famously known as the Pickle Juice Game. Looking at the history of these two franchises since that opener, it's striking how different their paths have been. Since 2000, the Eagles have consistently been one of the most successful organizations in the NFL. They've made 17 playoff appearances, reached 8 NFC championship games, played in 4 Super Bowls, and claimed 2 Lombardi trophies. In contrast, the Cowboys have managed just 10 playoff appearances with 0 conference championship games during that span. Cowboys fans love to point out their 5 rings, but most of those accolades are relics of the past. The reality is that the Eagles have dominated the NFC East since the turn of the century. While Cowboys fans might cling to outdated narratives, the Eagles have consistently proven themselves to be a powerhouse in the league. This upcoming game isn't just a typical season opener, it's a statement game. The Eagles will look to start their title defense strong while reminding the Cowboys that past success doesn't guarantee future victories. It's about proving once again that the road to the top of the NFC East goes through Philadelphia. If you're as pumped for the opener as we are, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts on this historic rivalry and how you think the Eagles will fare against the Cowboys this time around.